80% of PropTech is a complete and utter waste of time creating solutions to problems agents don't have. Talk to me about PropTech.
Yeah, I think it's a great statement. I think the advantage of emerging technology or evangelising in technology, as our chairman likes to say, is a very powerful thing. However, I've always said when you're writing software, it's not about 2 guys, 2 girls, 10 guys, 10 girls sitting in a room and thinking about how we move the world forward. It's actually really listening to customers or potential customers about what their challenges are inside a business. BriefieMarket.com really focuses on this. We run academy days to really think about what the challenges are. And I see a lot of PropTech technology that comes out and just over-engineers what is a very simple problem to try and create some software to solve it, which actually is a lot easier just to solve it in a different way.
Because you were almost PropTech before PropTech was invented, weren't you?
We were, Chris, yeah. Yeah, we definitely wrote Briefie Market before the terminology of PropTech, obviously launching the product on the 3rd of February 2009. And Briefie Market's always been on the cutting edge of technology and enjoys it.
See, the one thing I like about Brief Your Market, and I'm not being paid for this, or I bloody well should be, is one of my biggest bugbears of PropTech is that it doesn't integrate with the CRM system.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Brief Your Market.
Yeah.
You know, that's, in fact, to be honest with you, that's the biggest thing I love about Brief Your Market is the fact is if agents actually got off their backside, did some hard work, and actually got the CRM system talking to, you know, it's worth its weight in gold even before you spend a penny on marketing or sending marketing emails, especially for the letting side and the estate agency side. Why don't you think agents use it as well as they should do? Is it the agent's fault? Is it your fault? Fault's an awful word, but...
Yeah, I think I've said it in past videos. Software has this connotation that it does everything for you, and it's impossible to be able to do everything for you. You know, you see the greatest software like Microsoft products, Microsoft Office, Excel's a fantastic product. Unless you type some numbers inside it, it's not going to do anything for you. So I think Briefie Market comes with this connotation that everything's just going to be done for you. And we learned from that. We didn't have this in the earlier days. We now have a division inside Briefie Market called Managed Marketing, where we're happy to do everything for you. There's a higher fee to do that because obviously we're now doing your marketing for you. But we give you ultimate control by allowing you to approve all the content. So software has to be used, it has to be worked through.
What's your thoughts on PropTech being a long-standing estate agency? Do you think it's been a benefit to the industry or not?
So I'm a huge believer in tech and PropTech. So
well, you were at LSL and you liked the firm so much that you came.
Yeah, they came along. Yeah. So LSL, one of the in an early days of GA Property Services in the I'm going back now to the late 80s, early 90s, had the first truly network system, estate agency system called Connections. They then wrote their own software called Preview, which so huge believers in tech. But exactly as Damon said, that tech was developed and written by listening to the business and understanding what it was that people needed to be able to take away some of the mundane, repetitive tasks and do some of those for them. Like suites of letters automatically produced that need to go out to customers, emails these days, clearly. So David's right, there's lots of PropTech that's been written that isn't relevant, but I also think there's lots of PropTech that has been written and is being written that will be really relevant, and the revolution of AI, when that comes along, comes along, I think will make an enormous difference to the way that people are able to interact with their customers and offer them an even better service than they do now. So this has to be stuff that's right for the customer. It's not really about the agent, is it? It has to be. Does this make the customer journey better?
Though, aren't we?
Yeah, I think agents are, and I think I think the tide of tech will keep coming and will make the customer journey better than it is now. And products like Briefie Market that have been around for a long time do that right now. So they put, they help agents and they help customers.
What would the pair of you say to the PropTech industry? Forget that you're part of BYM. What one thing, is there anything you would like to say to the industry that they should change or be relevant of or be more aware of?
Yeah, I think I touched on it a minute ago, Chris. There's a lot of noise in PropTech, and I'm a huge believer in evangelising in technology. It's one of the things I have the most passion for. But the challenge that you have when there's that much noise, what agents now struggling with is trying to decipher what does really add value to the customer. And what doesn't.
Yeah, because we have a limited marketing budget. What the hell do you spend your money on?
Exactly, and a limited amount of time. You know, if you think about, I don't know how many there are, but hundreds of PropTech firms all knocking on your door saying we can do this, this, and this, and that makes life a lot harder and doesn't make it easier. So, I think for me, PropTech is enormously powerful, but it has to be customer centric and it has to have real value. And the great thing about BriefieMarket.com is, we love evangelising in technology, but we also love proving our worth, and that's why we have this ROI report. And I'd say to the industry and all agents, unless you can tangibly prove it, then it's not worth it.
It's a cost, not a benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
So our report will show each agent every time they log in exactly what business they've had from using the product, and they'll know exactly what it's costing each month. So they can soon work out the difference. It's cost me this, and I'm getting this back as a benefit.
Interestingly, in a previous video, we talked about how some of your customers could get a lot more return on investment by doing some really basic stuff. And do you think that's the responsibility of the agent to ask you guys? I mean, you guys are, if you don't mind me saying, you've turned yourself around by being almost from a call centre. Now you're ringing out a lot more, aren't you?
Yeah.
Asking. I wonder why people don't listen to your advice.
I think it's hard for agents. I think if you think about it logically, the market's tougher, there's a lot more competitors, resources coming back, because obviously income's coming down. So they've got a limited amount of time. So what we've tried to do is contact them more and be much more on the front foot to
Being proactive.
Yeah, be completely proactive, Chris, because the one thing we know is when you use Briefie Market, you actually get a brilliant return on investment.
Absolutely. If you use it well.
If you use it well.
It is a Ferrari. It is, I'll be straight with you. You have reduced your prices because it used to be silly prices. I think your pricing is a lot more sensible, if you don't mind me saying.
For sure.
And if they use it like a Ferrari, they'll get a Ferrari back, won't they?
Yeah, 100%.
And so I disagree a bit with the fundamental provocation, which was, agents don't use it. We've got lots of agents who get absolutely stellar results from using the system, that do listen to what the teams say,
Yep.
and do understand how to use the system and get some really brilliant
You know what
results.
it is, don't you? The agents don't want to shout about it, do they?
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, and I completely agree with David. This year we'll send 200 million emails, so we have a lot of users sending emails and getting a huge return on investment. I mean, I touched on it in one of the earlier videos. 200 million emails, 1.2 million website hits. We've generated 50,000 online valuations and 150,000 on-site valuations utilising Briefie Market. So there's lots of people that are using the product. And like I touched on again earlier, 25,000 calls that we've done out this year to agents to really promote our service and educate them on best practice.
And the GDPR days and the Academy days where people come in, and that we're going to do more and more and more of those.
Well, I'm a huge fan of BYM. As I said, I'm not being paid to do this, but I saw you at a recent conference and I said, I want to get you guys in because I am a huge fan of BYM and I want to tell the world about it.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Really good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.